Welcome, miladies of inestimable value. Power is not something that is given. It is something that is taken. Robert Greene. Now imagine someone who doesn't ask for power, doesn't seek approval, and doesn't try to fit into the traditional power structures. Instead, they move silently through life, always one step ahead, effortlessly outmaneuvering those around them. No flashy displays, no power plays, just the quiet, almost unnerving ability to make things happen on their own terms. This is the essence of the Sigma female. In a world obsessed with loud voices and public dominance, the Sigma female operates differently. She doesn't need to shout to be heard. She knows the 48 laws of power not as a set of rules, but as a silent playbook that allows her to dominate the game without anyone ever noticing she's in control. Curious yet? You should be. The truth is, most people spend their lives trying to master the art of power through force or manipulation. Sigma females? They do it with the kind of subtlety that leaves others wondering how they were outwitted without even realizing it. If you're ready to step into the world of quiet yet unparalleled mastery, keep reading. The 48 laws of power aren't just for the loud and the brash. They're the secret code of the Sigma female. Number 1. They understand the power of keep others in suspended terror, but never use it out of malice. Sigma females have an uncanny ability to keep others in suspended terror, and not in the way most people think. It's not about creating drama or chaos, but about keeping people just off balance enough to never truly predict their next move. The key is unpredictability. While most people are so transparent in their actions and emotions that you can almost see the gears turning in their heads, Sigma females are the masters of emotional restraint. They know how to hold their cards close to their chest, leaving others to guess what's going on behind the cool exterior. This isn't about playing mind games for the sake of cruelty. Sigma females understand that control comes not from brute force or manipulation, but from remaining elusive and unpredictable. When they choose to withdraw or act in ways that others don't understand, it puts people on edge, especially those who thrive on knowing where they stand. The fear that comes from being unable to predict what a Sigma female will do next creates a kind of quiet, suspense-filled tension that works entirely in her favor. People around her are often left second-guessing, constantly wondering whether they've done something wrong or what she's thinking. It's a subtle form of psychological power. Imagine trying to engage with someone who never gives away what they're truly feeling, or who responds with calm detachment when everyone else is losing their heads. It's like trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces. The mind naturally fills in the gaps, and it usually doesn't do so in a positive way. Those who deal with a Sigma female often feel like they're walking on eggshells because they're never quite sure where they stand. This doesn't mean Sigma females are being cruel. It's just that their emotional distance and unpredictable behavior make it incredibly hard for others to find a solid footing. This creates a dynamic where, despite their quiet nature, Sigma females hold a unique power. They don't need to dominate or shout to command attention. The very fact that people can't figure them out makes them more magnetic. Others feel an unconscious need to figure them out, to understand their next move. And by the time they've worked themselves into a frenzy, the Sigma female has already moved on, often with no one the wiser. It's a form of power that leaves others spinning, unsure, and ultimately at her mercy. Number 2, Sigma females know that don't outshine the master doesn't mean dimming their own brilliance. Sigma females understand that the principle of don't outshine the master isn't about downplaying their brilliance or pretending to be less than they are. It's about strategic subtlety. They know that true power doesn't need to scream for attention. It whispers, letting actions speak louder than words ever could. While others may rush to grab the spotlight, Sigma females quietly observe, learn and outgrow their competition without ever needing to make a show of it. They're the ones who stand back, watch the chaos unfold, and then, when the time is right, step in with a solution or an idea that everyone else missed. They don't outshine their masters in the traditional sense because they don't need to. The Sigma female is a master of timing. Instead of showing off her brilliance when the moment isn't right, She lets her actions do the talking. She knows when to wait, when to speak up, and when to let her work speak for itself. The result is that she rises through the ranks, not because she's the loudest or the most aggressive, but because she's the most effective. Her impact is undeniable, but it's subtle enough that it's often underestimated until it's too late for others to catch up. The brilliance of the Sigma female lies in her ability to stay composed, to not draw unnecessary attention, but still make waves that are impossible to ignore. She doesn't boast about her successes. Instead, she lets them build quietly in the background, growing into something much more impressive than any loud proclamation could ever achieve. While others are busy putting on a show, she's already moved ahead, carving out her own path without needing validation from anyone. And when the results come, they come with undeniable force, leaving those who tried to outshine her baffled and perhaps a little envious of her quiet yet undeniable power. Number 3. Court attention at all costs isn't a law they follow in the traditional sense. For Sigma females, the law of court attention at all costs isn't about seeking the spotlight for the sake of being seen. They don't play by the usual rules of attention-seeking. Instead of clashing for the limelight like everyone else, they attract attention effortlessly and almost without trying. It's not about being loud or drawing attention with flashy moves. It's about subtly making others take notice, often without them even realizing it. Sigma females have this remarkable ability to exist in the background, seemingly unnoticed, yet quietly exude a magnetic energy that draws others in. They don't need to scream to be heard because their presence alone commands respect. It's almost like they operate in a way that makes everyone else want to watch, not because they're trying to be seen, but because they have a natural allure that people can't ignore. They attract attention through their quiet confidence, calm demeanor, and the aura of mystery they effortlessly maintain. It's like the difference between a loud, desperate shout and a soft, powerful whisper. Sigma females know that making a statement isn't always about words. It's about the way they carry themselves, how they handle situations, and how they make others feel when they're around. They draw people in without ever needing to compete for their focus. While others exhaust themselves trying to be the loudest in the room, Sigma females silently let their actions speak volumes, drawing influence without needing to make noise. They understand that the most effective way to attract attention is to be subtly captivating. It's not about forcing anyone to see them, it's about allowing their presence to resonate so strongly that others are naturally drawn to it, almost like an unspoken invitation. This skill allows them to move through spaces, projects, and relationships, subtly becoming the center of attention without ever fighting for it. They don't chase the spotlight, but they certainly know how to own it when it falls into their lap. Number 4. Sigma females treat the 48 laws of power like a tactical map, not a rulebook. Sigma females approach the 48 laws of power with the precision of a strategist, not a follower. They don't treat these laws as rigid instructions to be obeyed, but as guidelines to be flexibly applied to their own unique goals. It's not about brute force or overwhelming others with a display of power. Instead, they use these laws like a tactical map, constantly recalibrating based on their surroundings and the people they interact with. There's no one-size-fits-all for them. They see the laws not as fixed rules, but as tools to shape outcomes in a way that benefits them quietly, effectively, and often without anyone realizing it. While others may flaunt the laws as a way to control and dominate, Sigma females use them to exercise a kind of subtle, intelligent control. They understand that true power doesn't require loud declarations. It thrives in the shadows, quietly manipulating situations from behind the scenes. For instance, when they employ "conceal your intentions," it's not about trickery, it's about allowing others to make assumptions while Sigma females hold the upper hand, using the information at their disposal to move with careful calculation. What makes Sigma females so effective is their ability to read a situation and adapt the laws to fit their needs. They don't just apply a law because it's popular or expected. They understand the nuances of each situation, adjusting their strategy accordingly. The beauty of their approach lies in the fact that they don't need to dominate the conversation or be the center of attention to control the narrative. They do so quietly, letting their results speak for themselves. In essence, Sigma females don't need to conquer others. They conquer circumstances. They don't rely on the traditional methods of asserting control that are loud, flashy, or overt. Instead, they create situations where their intelligence, timing, and discretion are the quiet forces that steer the outcome. By treating the 48 laws as a dynamic playbook, Sigma females not only rise above the chaos, but do so in a way that's always calculated, always subtle, and always in their favor. Number 5. They never overextend their power, making themselves vulnerable. Sigma females understand the danger of overextending their power, especially in a world where vulnerability can be exploited. They're not interested in making grand gestures or asserting their control in ways that invite scrutiny. Instead, they live by the law of conceal your intentions, with a level of mastery that ensures their moves are unpredictable and hidden beneath the surface. It's not about deception for deception's sake. It's about maintaining an aura of mystery that keeps others from guessing their next move. By concealing their true intentions, Sigma females operate with a level of precision that others find impossible to anticipate. While most people give away small clues, whether through body language, overconfidence, or unconscious tells, Sigma females don't reveal anything. They move quietly, and when they do act, it's swift and decisive, leaving no room for others to react or counter their strategy. It's like a chess player thinking several moves ahead while their opponent is still stuck on the first. The brilliance of this approach is that it prevents anyone from gaining leverage over them. When others try to predict what the Sigma female will do, they find themselves constantly off track, misjudging her every move. She doesn't give them the satisfaction of knowing what's coming. This keeps her untouchable, as any attempt to manipulate or outmaneuver her becomes futile. If you can't see your opponent's intentions, it's nearly impossible to thwart them. Sigma females know that vulnerability can be a dangerous weapon in the wrong hands. By not overextending themselves or showing weakness, they ensure that no one can take advantage of them. They've mastered the art of subtlety, using their quiet strength to execute their plans without ever making a misstep. This makes them nearly impossible to read, and by the time anyone figures out what they're up to, it's usually too late to stop them. Their power lies in the silence between their moves, the calm before they strike, and no one ever sees it coming. Number 6. They use "do not build fortresses to protect yourself," not as a tactic for isolation, but as a means of keeping their independence while observing. Sigma females understand that "do not build fortresses to protect yourself" is not about isolating themselves from the world, but about maintaining a unique sense of freedom that others can't touch. They don't lock themselves away behind walls or hide from the chaos around them. Instead, they use the chaos as a space to thrive, to observe, and to adapt. While most people surround themselves with familiar faces and safe spaces in an attempt to shield themselves from the unpredictability of life, Sigma females welcome the unpredictability. To them, it's not a source of stress, it's a playground. They don't see the world as a dangerous place they need to retreat from. They see it as an environment that offers endless opportunities to observe and move with stealth, remaining unnoticed while everyone else scrambles for stability. By not building fortresses, they allow themselves the flexibility to slip in and out of different circles, remain anonymous in crowded spaces, and blend into the background when it serves them. They're not trapped in the comfort of predictable, safe routines. Instead, they operate in the flux, watching the chaos unfold from a place of calm detachment, all while plotting their next move. This constant state of fluidity gives Sigma females an edge. They can move through any situation without being anchored to it, watching others scramble to establish control while they bide their time. While everyone else is building their fortresses, trying to protect themselves from external threats, the Sigma female is observing the world's natural patterns, understanding how it works, and waiting for the perfect moment to act without ever being boxed in by her surroundings. She's not afraid of the unknown. She moves within it, unaffected and free. In this way, Sigma females show that true strength doesn't come from constructing walls around yourself. It comes from learning to navigate the world as it is, ever-changing, chaotic, and full of opportunity, and doing so on their own terms. Number 7. Make others come to you is not just a clever strategy for them, it's a lifestyle. For Sigma females, the law, make others come to you, isn't just a strategic move, it's a way of life. They don't waste their time chasing after validation or approval from others because they understand the secret of attraction lies not in pursuit, but in the magnetic pull they create around themselves. It's about cultivating an aura that naturally draws people in without them even realizing what's happening. Sigma females know that when you make yourself genuinely self-sufficient, focused, and grounded in who you are, people can't help but be pulled towards you. Rather than forcing themselves into the spotlight, they master the art of quiet magnetism. They don't beg for attention, but instead, they set a standard of self-respect and independence that others can't ignore. Whether through their sharp intellect, calm confidence, or the way they operate with purpose, there's something undeniable about their presence. People notice them, and not because they're chasing anyone, but because the way they carry themselves makes them impossible to overlook. It's not about being the loudest or the most obvious person in the room. Sigma females understand that true power is subtle. It's in the way they hold themselves, how they engage with the world on their terms, and how they choose to speak or act. When they do speak, it's with such conviction that others listen, naturally drawn to what they have to say. The result? People start coming to them, seeking their advice, opinions, or company, without the Sigma female ever needing to push for it. She creates an environment where she is the center of attention by default, simply because she doesn't need it. This approach to life allows them to stay in control, without ever appearing to try. The Sigma female doesn't need to chase after anyone or anything. People come to her because in her presence they recognize something rare, a quiet power that doesn't beg for validation, but demands respect. It's a force of attraction that feels natural, almost magnetic, and it ensures that the Sigma female is never the one pursuing. She is always the one being sought after. Number 8. They understand take the high road, but twist it. Sigma females take the concept of take the high road and transform it into an art form. While others are busy getting caught up in petty rivalries, squabbling over trivial matters, or seeking drama, Sigma females remain emotionally detached, holding themselves above the noise. Their approach isn't just about being above it all. It's about maintaining a calm, unwavering composure while others around them implode under the weight of their own immaturity. They don't react to every slight, nor do they feel the need to defend their position in the face of petty attacks. Instead, Sigma females understand that the most powerful thing they can do is simply step back and let others expose themselves. When someone tries to drag them into a conflict or plays games, the Sigma female responds with silence or calm disinterest. By refusing to engage, she not only refuses to play the same low-level game, but she also forces her rivals to spiral into chaos. They become so fixated on proving their point or getting a reaction that they end up self-destructing, all while the Sigma female remains untouched, her reputation and dignity intact. This emotional detachment isn't born from indifference. It's a deliberate tactic. Sigma females know that their energy is far too valuable to waste on people or situations that don't deserve it. They remain poised and composed, almost as if they're spectators watching a train wreck unfold. By staying above the fray, they avoid the collateral damage that others suffer when they're consumed by drama and rivalries. In essence, Sigma females make taking the high road look effortless, not because it's easy, but because they've mastered the art of emotional discipline. By refusing to get caught up in drama, they allow others to destroy themselves with their own antics. The Sigma female emerges stronger, more respected, and far less burdened by the toxic weight of conflict. While others drown in their own emotional turbulence, she sails smoothly above the storm. Number 9. Sigma females take play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following in a more refined sense. Sigma females understand the concept of play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following, but they apply it in a way that's subtle, refined, and grounded in authenticity. Unlike others who may try to manipulate people into following them or pandering to their insecurities, Sigma females don't seek followers. What they attract instead is loyalty and respect, quietly, naturally, and without ever needing to demand it. It's not about building a fan base through flashy promises or the pursuit of popularity. Instead, Sigma females create an environment where people are drawn to them, not because they have to be, but because they genuinely want to be. It's their integrity and unwavering confidence that capture the attention of others. Sigma females live by a strong, unspoken code of values that never wavers, and people are naturally inclined to align with that. They don't need to make speeches or try to convince others of their worth. Their actions and their presence do the talking. People see that Sigma females are comfortable in their own skin, not swayed by external pressures, and it's this self-assurance that commands respect. In a world full of noise and false promises, the quiet strength of a Sigma female becomes an irresistible force that pulls people toward her, not out of obligation, but because they recognize something real. Where others might use flashy tactics to get attention or try to rally support through manipulation, Sigma females create a magnetic influence by simply being themselves, unapologetically true to their nature. They don't seek validation from others, and in doing so, they earn it. The respect they receive is never forced. It's the result of the way they carry themselves, their ability to stand firm in their beliefs, and the respect they show others without expecting anything in return. People who align themselves with Sigma females do so because they want to. They see something in her that they value, whether it's her authenticity, her strength, or her unwavering integrity. They don't follow her because they feel they have to, but because they choose to. And that's a power far more influential than any cult-like following. Sigma females don't build followings. They cultivate an unshakable presence that others naturally want to be a part of. Number 10. Unlike others who try to impress through flashy displays, Sigma females subtly use absence to increase respect and honor. Sigma females understand that true power often lies in restraint, and they master the law, use absence to increase respect and honor in the most refined way possible. While others may try to impress with flashy displays or constant attention-seeking behaviors, Sigma females recognize that their value only grows when they step back and allow their absence to create a void. The longer they remain out of sight, the greater the intrigue surrounding them. It's not about hiding, it's about choosing when to reveal themselves, making their presence something to be anticipated, never taken for granted. When a Sigma female disappears from the scene, whether for a few days, weeks, or even months, people begin to notice. They might not immediately realize what they're missing, but they start to feel the absence of her influence, her wisdom, her quiet power. And in that space of wondering where she's gone or what she's doing, the respect for her deepens. The Sigma female understands that when she steps back from the spotlight, it creates a powerful sense of mystery and curiosity. People begin to realize that she's not someone who can be taken for granted. When she chooses to reappear, her return is felt, and the respect she commands is amplified. This strategic absence isn't about avoiding people or hiding away in fear. It's about choosing to engage on her own terms, making her presence a privilege, not a given. Sigma females know that by not constantly making themselves available, they maintain an air of exclusivity. People have to earn the privilege of her time, her attention, and her energy, and this scarcity only makes them value it more. It's like a high-value artist who only releases new work every few years. Their absence between creations makes each new release a much-anticipated event. Similarly, Sigma females understand that by stepping away and letting others wonder, they keep their influence strong and their presence unforgettable. They never fade into irrelevance. They remain enigmatic, always in control of how, when, and where they are seen. In the end, their absence only increases their respect and honor, ensuring that they are always remembered, even when they are not around. Number 11. Sigma's females understand that in a world full of noise, silence is often the loudest tool they have. Sigma females understand that in a world full of noise, silence is their sharpest weapon. They don't rush, they don't react, they calculate. That's how they master the art of timing. While others are busy scrambling for attention, reacting emotionally, or forcing outcomes, Sigma females are watching, waiting, reading the room. They understand that power isn't just about what you do, it's about when you do it. They know that patience isn't passivity, it's strategy. You won't see a Sigma female jump at the first opportunity just to prove something. She'll wait until the moment is right, until the situation is ripe for maximum impact. And when she does make a move, it's precise, effective, and impossible to ignore. That's the difference. Others act because they're anxious. Sigmas act because they're ready. They don't get swept up in urgency or panic. Their sense of timing is so sharp, it's unsettling. They can delay gratification without breaking a sweat. They can leave things hanging just long enough to build tension, to let others reveal their true intentions, or to shift the power balance in their favor. Their silence in the middle of chaos isn't confusion, it's control. It puts people on edge because no one knows what they're thinking, what they're planning, or when they'll strike. Even when it comes to relationships, career moves, or confrontations, Sigma females don't play into pressure. They're not impulsive, they're deliberate. And that alone makes them dangerous in the most elegant way. Timing isn't just about acting fast, it's about acting when it matters. That's what makes Sigma females stand out. They're not in a race. They're in a class of their own, moving with the kind of composure that makes everyone else wonder what they know that others don't. So when a Sigma female is quiet, it's not because she's absent, it's because she's preparing. And when she shows up, the moment bends in her favor. That's not luck, that's timing mastered. Number 12. Lastly, they use the law of disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. Sigma females master the law of disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect in the most profound and strategic way possible. Unlike those who might use mockery or sarcastic jabs to rattle others, Sigma females wield this law with silent precision. They don't need to belittle anyone or engage in petty power plays. Instead, they hold up a mirror, quietly, subtly, and reflect the true essence of the person they are dealing with, forcing them to confront their own weaknesses without saying a single word. It's not about creating conflict or stirring up drama. Sigma females understand that sometimes the most effective way to disarm someone is to make them see themselves as they truly are. They have an uncanny ability to reveal a person's insecurities, flaws, and contradictions simply by not reacting in the way others expect. When someone is trying to manipulate or deceive, the Sigma female doesn't challenge them directly. Instead, she remains calm and composed, letting their actions speak for themselves. In doing so, she exposes the person's true nature, making them uncomfortable in the process. By reflecting back what others are too blind or too prideful to see, Sigma females don't need to argue or raise their voice. Their silence is louder than any words. It's a disarming tactic because it doesn't give their opponents anything to fight against. It's infuriating because it reveals the truth without a single accusation or confrontation. The person on the receiving end feels exposed, and rather than being able to defend themselves, they are left to stew in their own realizations. This strategy is incredibly powerful because it's a form of control without exerting any effort. Sigma females don't need to dominate conversations or take center stage to get their point across. They simply let the mirror do the work. When they walk away, the effect lingers, and the person who has been forced to confront their own behavior often remains rattled, unsure of themselves. The Sigma female, however, remains unaffected, her power intact, as she continues to move through life on her own terms, leaving others to deal with the uncomfortable truth she has so subtly laid bare. In the end, Sigma females don't just follow the 48 laws of power. They refine, redefine, and master them in ways that make their influence undeniable yet almost invisible. Their power isn't in loud displays or aggressive tactics, but in their quiet, calculated, and unshakable presence. They move through life with purpose, always in control, and never swayed by the noise around them. By turning these laws into tools of subtlety and grace, they create an aura of respect and admiration that no one can easily replicate. What makes Sigma females so captivating isn't just their ability to attract loyalty, command attention, or stay above the fray. It's the way they do it effortlessly, silently, and on their own terms. Their power is not just something they wield, it's something they live. And in this, they become more than just masters of the game. They become the game itself, ever present, ever evolving, and forever untouchable. If you found this insight into the power and poise of Sigma females as intriguing as we know you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more exclusive content. If you're ready to elevate your own understanding of power and influence, give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment below with your thoughts, and share it with anyone who could use a little Sigma wisdom in their lives. Stay tuned for more, and remember, true power isn't about being seen, it's about being felt.